Today is an exciting day. We've decided we're going to go north up the west coast of New Caledonia. We're going about 2.5 hours drive north to a place called Farino to see the Great Fern National Park. Now the only way we can get there is by car, no buses, and it's too far for a taxi. So we are going with a private driver, a Svetlana. First time we went somewhere with her was to the Nouméa River to do the Marmite Trail. But the reason we're doing all of this is because we have Brian. This is Adam's dad.
Join us today for an exciting day.
Yes, so this is Brian's second to last day. He's been with us 10 days, almost 10 days, and he's given Nouméa a good crack, I think.
I have thoroughly enjoyed myself and been very well looked after by Adam and Vicky here in Nouméa.
When Svetlana gets here, we'll introduce you to her.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm guide too, so work with the cruise ship, hotels, or someone who made to found me like you. Have an email, WhatsApp number.
As we leave Nouméa, it doesn't take long for it to fade behind us as we leave the city's bustle and head north. The road stretches ahead, winding through hills. It's a journey into the heart of New Caledonia's wild side, where nature takes centre stage and time slows down. Svetlana's just brought us to a distillery along the way, and they distill leaves and flowers, we understand. And so these are some of the products or the plants that they use in this distillery, and it's boutique. They make oils, and just tried some sandalwood and it smelt a certain way, and then rubbed it and it smelt very different. So very nice products. Yeah. As we drive, the landscape begins to shift. The urban streets give way to open plains, rolling hills covered in scrubland, and patches of dense forest. The further we go, the red earth becomes more vivid, a stark contrast against the lush greens of surrounding bush. And then, after miles of winding roads and endless beauty, we arrive. The Great Ferns Park is like stepping into another world.
So we've arrived at the park. First impressions, it's really beautiful. Lots of mountains, really nice looking sort of rainforest. Some interesting trees, the kauri tree, a bit like New Zealand. So yeah, we're going to go for a bit of a walk now and have a bit more of a look around.
So far, this is beautiful. Beautiful. The park, we've just found out, was established in 2008, and as soon as we stepped into the forest, you could feel it was a lot cooler. Svetlana was saying that a lot of the trees here belong to the dry forest, but because we're now on the ridge,
Central Divide.
Yeah, Central Divide, there's now a mix of dry forest and the eastern forest, which is a lot more tropical and wet because they get a lot more rain. And you can see it, it's beautiful, it's lush. Towering tree ferns rise above us, their delicate fronds filtering the sunlight. This is a place of deep earthy sense, of a wilderness that has existed long before us and will remain long after. The Great Ferns Park is approximately 4,500 hectares of tropical rainforest and has a rich biodiverse ecosystem. The aim of the park is to protect this exceptional natural environment, which is home to many of New Caledonia's typical native flora and fauna. Walking the trail, we hear the call of native birds, many of them found nowhere else on Earth. Apparently there's also cargo here, wild cargo. They live in this their natural habitat here, and they don't feed them here. So apparently when we went to the zoological and forest park, they did feed the cargo once a day. And at the Blue Park, which is also where the cargo can be found, they feed them. But apparently here, they don't feed them. Every step here feels like a journey back in time to a world untouched, where nature still holds the upper hand. It's easy to forget how close we are to civilization, but in this moment, standing beneath these ancient ferns, surrounded by the hum of the forest, we're reminded of why places like this matter. They're not just beautiful, they're essential.
The thing is, we've come into some quite lush forests because we're coming up onto the crest of the main New Caledonian island, and the trade winds push in on the east coast, rise up, and you get that orographic effect of moisture dropping off, and it's really reflected in this beautiful foliage, lush forest. It's so different to where we were 2 hours ago. It's just like a different country. Really interesting.
This is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
It
is. And it's a forest that's full of life. You can hear all the different insects. That drumming type sound, or drilling, is a cicada, we think, we were told. It's just so lush, full of life here.
I love the rain actually.
Yes.
Because it's
warm.
driving everything. It's so humid. It must be about 28 degrees, do you think?
Oh yeah, probably.
And we're up high. I don't know how high we are, but we're pretty high.
And we're warm,
Yeah.
even though it's raining.
Yeah.
And no, it's very nice.
It's a great thing about countries like this. Like in New Zealand, you don't really want to get out in the rain because you
No.
get cold. Here it doesn't really matter because you dry quickly.
That's right.
It's refreshing. Okay.
The facilities are amazing. Look at all the woodwork, the paths. They've gone through a lot of effort to make seating areas and make it all look beautiful.
It's
with
very
wood.
tidy, very accessible.
Yes, and it just blends into this natural environment.
Yep, she's a wealth of knowledge and she's brought us all the way up here into this area. Quite honestly, we'd never have found this if we had hired a car and tried to drive. It was quite the maze, and so yeah, it's pretty amazing that she's brought us all the way up into the middle of New Caledonia. Here we are standing in the rainforest, and it's like a world away from where we were this morning.
That's right. Start to be like a tree
Yeah.
fern.
In New Zealand, we've got something similar. It's a Dixonia squarosa, rough tree fern. So we'll have to check this out, see whether they have it here, because it looks very similar.
You've seen a lot of similarities, aren't you?
You're here.
I'm the most familiar thing you see.
Yeah. So time to wrap up a bit.
Yeah, the Great Ferns National Park in Farino in New Caledonia. Was it worth it?
Definitely worth it. Really great to get up into the middle of the island, get up into the high area, see the different climate and the rainforest and so much life.
Get away from Nouméa a little bit and see a different side of New Caledonia, what the forest would have been like.
So if someone was coming here, what tips would you give them?
Tips, I would say bring a rain jacket, make sure you've got some water and some food, because particularly if you're coming from Nouméa, it's about a 2-hour drive. And sensible shoes, because it is like dirt roads, dirt tracks. Some of them are wooden, but some sensible shoes. And probably wouldn't come up if it's raining.
Yeah, and I'd say it's worth getting a guide, because the directions are hard. And I guess particularly if you don't speak French,
Yes.
but it's not straightforward navigating, and just to have the local knowledge and someone to talk to the locals as well and communicate has been really good. So,
Oh, there it is.
oh yeah,
It's a crow.
there's a crow above us.
There's a crow. There it is. Causing trouble. So thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed our trip inland, and remember to subscribe, like and share the video. Helps us out and it's free.
Cool. Thanks everyone.
Alright, we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Bye.
And as we make our way back to the car, there's a quiet appreciation for the wild spaces that still remain, waiting for those willing to seek them out.
Bye.
Thank you, merci beaucoup.
Bye.